Hello and welcome back to my channel and to another Meals of the Week video. As you can tell by the title, this one is a little bit different because a couple of weeks ago over the Jubilee Bank holiday weekend we went down to Cornwall for a few days and we stayed in a lodge. So it was me, Steve, our 3 boys, our 2 dogs and also my mum, and I just thought I'd film some of the food that we had there, pop in a little bit of scenery and some of the wildlife because it was so beautiful. And I just thought it might make a little bit of a change. So if you want to see what we had while we were down in Cornwall, including our barbecue tomahawk steaks, which were insane, they were huge. We also had to try Cornish cream teas and Cornish pasties as we were in Cornwall. And instead of vlogging the trip, I just thought I'd try something a little bit different because I like to keep the little memories in, but I also like to spend more time with the family when I'm away. So I thought by combining the food and a few clips of where we were, I get the best of both worlds. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, make yourself a cup of tea, sit back and enjoy. So for breakfast I always like to give the boys quite a substantial one. So the older 2 had some wraps with ketchup, barbecue sauce and just some sausages that I cooked in the oven, and my mum I think had lime marmalade on toast, and Steve made us, I think it's Seriously Strong or Aldi's version of Seriously Strong cheese spread on really nice seeded granary bread with chopped tomatoes and some salt and pepper on top. If you haven't tried it, then I really recommend it. It's such a nice breakfast if you get really nice quality tomatoes, and it tasted like a real treat even though it was just cheese spread on toast. And what made it even better was having my husband make it for me. So later that day we decided to go and explore the town of Loo, which we absolutely fell in love with. Jake got a pizza the size of his head, which was amazing. Oscar also got one of the biggest sausage rolls I've ever seen. The camera doesn't quite do it justice. And we also picked up a takeaway cream tea so that we could go and enjoy it back at the lodge when we were ready for it. And it was from this place called Martin's Dairy in Loo. Highly recommended, absolutely delicious food. And if you've never visited the town of Loo, again, I really recommend it. It's absolutely gorgeous. There are so many quirky little shops, and we really like the ones that did all the different gins and ciders and just all local produce. We bought some rubs and sauces in the shops as well. And it was just really nice. It reminded me a lot of the lanes in Brighton, if you've ever been there. And it's somewhere that I would really recommend going if you are ever in the area. I did post a lot more photos over on my Instagram, so if you don't follow me over there, it is just Victoria Foulger. And these are the 2 things that we bought while we were in Loo. So we bought a rum and coconut hot chili sauce, which was amazing. You know me, I love anything coconut. And we also bought this Mexican rub, which we had on some salmon, and we also put some on our tomahawk steaks for the barbecue. Just really like supporting the local businesses and just buying stuff that's a little bit different and you can't get anywhere else. Just a short drive from the town of Loo, there is another town, a little fishing village actually called Polperro, and it's actually a really famous Cornish village, so I'm sure you've all heard of it. But we found this cave, and boys being boys, they had to try and get in and take a picture. I wouldn't let them go any further, so they were allowed to stand as far as they were here and use their phone torch and try and get a picture with the flash. It's an absolutely beautiful village. It's so quirky. Like I said, there's loads of photos over on my Instagram. It was just so nice. It was pouring with rain, and we still love to explore and have a wander along the beach. Cornwall just has my heart. I absolutely love it. So a trip to Cornwall is not complete without a Cornish cream tea, and like I said, we got one from Martin's Dairy and took it back to the lodge. We had beautiful fresh baked scones. These were actually the lightest I've ever tasted. Sometimes scones can be quite heavy. These were really light and fluffy, and I'm a cream and jam person, so let me know in the comments if you're cream and jam or jam and cream. As we were self-catering, we decided to take some meat down with us, and I had these tomahawk steaks. Just for full clarity, I do work with Muscle Food, but this is not a sponsored video. These are just some of the products that I have got from them. These were insane. They were huge and they took ages. I said to Steve, they're not going to take very long on the barbecue. They took a long time. We also had some salmon, we had some burgers, I think we had gammon as well, and we just made the most of the big gas barbecue that you get with the lodges. If anyone's interested, we were staying at Deer Park Forest Holidays down in Cornwall, as I said, and I did actually meet a lovely viewer there. So if you're watching this video, thank you so much for saying hello. It was really nice to chat to you, and I do really appreciate it, although I act completely awkward and embarrassed. I do love meeting people that watch my videos, so thank you for saying hi, and it was just a real coincidence that we were staying on the same site. So to go with our barbecue meats, I made a potato salad and some normal salad. I forgot to mention we also had swordfish, which I tried for the first time. Really enjoyed it, although it reminded me a lot of a milder flavoured salmon. It had the same sort of buttery texture, just not quite as much flavour, so I'm not sure I'd be fussed on buying it again. So the following day we headed to one of my favourite places in Cornwall, which is Padstow, and we picked up some fudge, we had some ice cream. It was actually really funny. We were told to be careful of the seagulls, and one swooped down and took a massive bite out of Jake's ice cream. So he was left holding the cone and most of the ice cream, but there was definitely a beak-shaped swoop mark in the top of it. He wasn't impressed. We all thought it was really funny. Oscar gets prawns whenever we go to the seaside because he loves his seafood. And this is where we got our Cornish Pasties from Chuff's Bakery. They were like an award-winning bakery. And these Cornish pasties were huge. They were filled with meat and veg, and there was like no space in them at all. They were properly crammed. Mum doesn't eat meat, so we had a cheese leek and onion pasty. They were really, really good though. So I used up all the leftover salad. I roasted some of the new potatoes for Oscar. He had some chicken strips because he didn't want a pasty. Also used up the rest of the barbecue meat, so absolutely nothing went to waste. There's something kind of satisfying about using up everything, especially when you're away on a self-catering holiday. I really like the fact that we don't buy more food and end up bringing it back home with us. We just used everything we had left, so there were chunks of steak along with the pasty. I wanted to put a shot in of the pasties cut in half because you can see that they are filled to the top. There is nothing worse than cutting into a pasty and most of it being air, but these were really, really good. They were about £4.95 each, but they were a meal in themselves. I mean, one was a bit ambitious to be honest, but they were really, really worth it, and you can't go to Cornwall and not have a Cornish pasty. So as we were on holiday, we also shared a bottle of Prosecco in the hot tub. I'm really thankful that they give you plastic glasses because I would definitely manage to break one otherwise, and it was just a lovely ending to a fantastic weekend away. So that is it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I've actually loved making this one and editing it because it's got enough memories in that I can remember the holiday, but I also feel like I got to spend as much time with my family as I really wanted to as well. So I'll leave you with this little clip of the downstairs of the lodge. So this lodge is laid out a little differently to the other forest holiday lodges, as it has an upstairs as standard. The master bedroom is beautiful. You saw a shot of the bath, and you just can't beat the wildlife at Deer Park. It's absolutely amazing. So if you have enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, and if you enjoy food hauls, recipe videos, shopping, all that kind of thing, then make sure to subscribe, and I will be back really, really soon with another video. Take care, guys.
Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too. I